Legend Total War here, and today we've got a Rating Your Doomstack video covering Mother Astankia with a Incarnate Elemental of Beast Doomstack. We've got 18 of the units. They're not quite maxed out rank, but I think this is good enough to at least test them out. And we're going up against quite an absurd amount of force. I actually feel like this guy has set this army up to fail, because these armies are essentially a hard counter to our forces. But we got 4 full stacks of late game Ice Court coming at us here. Well, short of 1 unit there, and the biggest concern is really any kind of missile unit, but specifically Ice Guard. So we've got these guys here with 40% physical resistance, because I think they've got 20% base, and they get 10 from the tech tree, and then they get 10 from Mother Astankia, so they got 40 there. And she's also providing healing and a bit of extra missile resistance in a small area of effect. But due to just the overwhelming numbers here, these guys get shot down really quickly by a missile unit. So if you're going to use this army, I would highly recommend not going up against like an army that's just filled with missile units, unless you're only going up against one army. So let's jump in here and see what we can do. We got a lot of blessings and curses, but during a Rating Your Doomstack video, we want to try not to use the faction effects too much. This wasn't submitted as a disaster battle, so I'm not going to treat it that way. However, we can't really win this battle if we dick around. There is a very decisive thing that we have to do, which we don't always do with Rating Doomstacks, but just because we're so badly outpowered, we have to do this, which is we have to rush at their reinforcement zone, because there is just too many missile units. There's just no way of handling it, aside from basically only using Mother Astankia, because they'll shoot at her and she can dodge the missiles, but we don't want to do that. So here's what we want to do with this. Here's what we want to do. We want to go kind of wide. We want to hit into this first army and then immediately just run through it. Kill whatever we can. Leave a few guys behind. But for the most part, we want to get over to this spot over here and pin down the reinforcements as they're coming in. Now, we kind of need our entire army to be over here, or else what ends up happening is this is a couple of units. They actually run right through and they stop fighting. We want to pin them down. And the only way to do that is to make sure everyone is over there by the time that Castalton's forces come in. I think it's a minute 37, if I could just see it. Come on. It's not letting me show it. I know it's a minute 37, but there we go, minute 36. Okay, so all the stops to try to get over there in time. Minute 30 to get over there. Let's do it. Because this is an insanely difficult battle, even with a Doomstack as strong as this. If it was going up against 4 full armies of Lizardmen, that'd be different, because these guys are just so vulnerable to missiles. And they've got really low melee defense, so these guys aren't really ideal for really long-winded battles. Like I said, all the stops to try to win this. Have a little bit of an initial fight. Just a bit. That's it. Just a bit. Just a bit. Kill a couple of units. That's enough. Let's go. Not for very long, hey? That's fine. Just we have to make sure everyone gets over here. I know it seems weird, but if we don't do this, this won't work. We can try and fight and move on the way there, but we've got to get over there. Including you, Astankia, you've got to go as well. You got to move. Yeah, you don't have long before they start coming in, and we've got to be there waiting for them. Astankia got surrounded. She can beat them, but she needs to be there with them. Let's go, 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 because they're coming in any moment now. Okay, I might be able to pull her out. Enemy units are approaching. Got to move quickly to get in there. Okay, try to get it over there as best we can. Come on, go, go, go. That's it. Alright, it kind of worked. Almost there. It wasn't perfect. Although it's really difficult to pull this off perfectly, but we're almost there. Main thing here is that we can't allow them to spread out. They've got to get blobbed up, or else our army just doesn't work very well. God, look how quickly that one took damage. Come on. Good, they all got over there. Just need to get a stanky over there. That's it. See how they're blobbing up around here? That's exactly what we wanted, and they all needed to be here in order to do this. It's working. You get in there. You need to pop down some heals soon. That's it. Stank you as well. Get in there. Overcast that for the extra range. Pop down that. Buff, buff, buff. Go, go, go. Get in there. Don't worry about the missile units around here. It's not that important. Just keep crushing them here. That's it. That's it. Okay, it's working. So yeah, with this army, you really want to try to force the enemy into melee as quickly as possible. That's absolutely essential because their missile units are just so damn dangerous against them. It's very vulnerable to missiles, these guys. That's it. Now these guys here coming from the back, they're definitely going to be a concern. But being able to take out 3 armies is much better than taking out 1. So don't give them any chance to shoot. That's it. Because yeah, I fought this battle a couple of times now. And this, in my opinion, is the best approach in order to win this. The other possible options usually lead to failure. They're just too vulnerable to missiles. Okay, I think they're trying to shoot at this guy here. Yeah. Some of our guys are probably going to end up dead. A lot of damage here. See if I can get this one off the battlefield. No, it's gone. Like I said, this guy kind of set up this army to fail. Okay, if I can get them to shoot at Astankia, that would be okay, because she's got a lot more missile resistance than these guys do. Got them exactly where we want them, but we're still taking damage. There was just no way not to take damage with this battle here. See if... yeah, get them to shoot at Astankia, because she got loads of missile resistance. Right, that's it, send that one out. That ability is really powerful, but it's also so finicky. Okay, at least we got them shooting at Astankia for the most part. Yeah, another one dead. This one here is nearly dead. Good, that one didn't get set off that time. That's good. Keep doing this. Still a lot of enemies to come in. Put that in there. I feel like they're still grinding us down here. Using everything that I can. All the spells I can. Just too much damage output from the Kislev forces. If we could have fought these guys a bit more at the start, that would have been good. But, you know, every second that we delayed would have spread these guys out. Made it impossible to tie them down the way that we have. Which was essential for this battle. Alright, almost all their reinforcements have come in, but our forces are really quite exhausted. I kind of feel though we are maybe slightly winning, just slightly. It's really hard to determine at this stage. I hate this short range on this one. Okay, all of their reinforcements shown up. They've got some of these units themselves. At least these guys here are almost out of ammo. God. Okay, could you possibly maybe just chase them away just a little bit? Maybe? Just a little bit. I wish we had a bit more healing. Oh boy, what a battle. Oh, God. Oh boy, nothing left. Okay, well, since all of their reinforcements have now come in, we need to rush at the ice guards. No more reinforcements to come in now. Oh my god, we're gonna have nothing left at the end of this battle. I really want to get some more healing done, but not happening yet. Just takes time for that ability to kick in. It's really coming down to just the last few units. Got to keep Astankia alive. We cannot win this if she goes down. Get rid of this one. Oh my god, I've got next to nothing left. God, there's so little left. I actually think this would have been better if we had another Patriarch, because it just needed the healing. Come on. A little bit more. A little bit more. Give it to us. They've only got a handful of missile units left. This one here has just got a really long cooldown. They're all dead. Oh man. All I've got left are these two. That's it. Well, they all died. Every single one of them. Jesus Christ. Like I said, he set this fucking army up to fail. Okay. Oh my god. Look what it's coming down to. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get them out of there. I gotta heal a bit. Oh my god. It really came down to the last little bits of them. They've still got a character out here as well. You might be looking at this being like, have the army losses not triggered yet? And the reason for that is because the percentage of enemy forces to the percentage of our forces killed is about the same. You know, we're both sitting at about 99% of our armies destroyed.
Without question, this knows.
Now, like I've said, I fought this battle a few times, and this is actually... Oh god, that Spirit Leech might actually do me in. This is actually the best result I've gotten so far with this. And I know that seems weird. I tried kiting them around and like hit and runs. That did not work. Because yeah, this weird bug happens with the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts, where they start damaging themselves. They actually use the Unending Flock of Doom on themselves. So the longer the battle goes on, the more likely that is to trigger. So at one point I had half of my units running around, hit and running with that ability, and then ended up killing themselves. And because there's just so many missile units, if they spread out, they just did ridiculous amounts of damage. So what I'm doing here, because this one's got overcasted Spirit Leech with long range, I'm trying to get out of their range a little bit and just get a little bit of healing in before we charge back in. Because yeah, we are just running on fumes here. Can we get just a little bit? No, they did another Spirit Leech. If we go into the forest, we can hide. We just got to get some healing in. We're so close to winning. It's just an absolute nightmare. So yeah, I tried fighting the guys at the front here to begin with and like finishing them off before these, not before they came in, but they came in and absolutely tore us to shreds. I tried fighting them and then running back. That didn't work. So out of all the different ways I've tried doing this, this is the only one that's even come close to getting a win. But in no attempts have I used any of the blessings. Like I said, if it was sent in as a disaster battle, then I would have done it. But he submitted it as a doomstack. Another thing to keep in mind as well, when he submitted it, he had it on normal like AI cheats. So he probably had an easier time dealing with it because he thought this was really good. But yeah, I've put it up to the maximum difficulty for this battle. All of the rating doomstack videos have to be on the hardest difficulty. So sending it in on normal cheat difficulty, I'm not going to test it on that difficulty. Alright, so they're running around searching for us. We need to take this one out. She's the one doing all the bloody damage to us. I should have killed her at the start. But I just need enough health so that we can get at her without a Spirit Leech instantly one-shotting us. Alright, let's go. Because yeah, I imagine that that's their highest balance of power unit. Because what we're going to need to do now is just try to inflict the army losses as best we can. Still got a bit of healing. Yeah, because I knew she was going to do that again. Trying to kill my Patriarch. Maybe don't use that on her.
Heed the call of the head. Shadows gather. Ostankia command.
Just have to hope they don't do another one of those. Oh, I think he's dead. It's all up to Ostankia now. Like I said, this hero is very powerful.
Curse. This I do for Kislev.
Oh my god, Ostankia just cannot freaking kill this one. Come on. Decent amount of spell resistance, but you can see here we're just not really inflicting hits.
The backbone of Kislev.
Alright, good, we got her. Oh my god. Coming right down to the wire. Alright. We outrange them, so... Well, actually, no we don't, do we? Picking them off where we can. Get back, we need to get a bit of healing in. This doesn't heal a whole lot, but it's all we've got. Try just a little bit more. I'm gonna shoot these ones back there. Alright, I've also got this. I should use that. That's got decent range, doesn't it? Yeah, really good range. It's a bit inaccurate, though. Yeah, it's really inaccurate. Oh my god, no army losses. It's just not applying. A little bit more. There we go. Oh my god. Oh god. So yeah, this is the first time I've actually won this battle. I've fought it quite a few times. This is a very difficult fight. But there we go. Yeah, I would have thought so. Let me guess it crashes. So, in terms of rating this was a good battle to test it out. For sure. And again, if it had been submitted as a disaster battle, I would have used the blessings. But this was obviously a rating your doom stack because he went and specifically attacked a huge clump of units. He could have gotten away. You can see that all these guys here, they got shitloads of kills really quickly. Oh god, it doesn't get any closer than that. But yeah, he went up against essentially a hard counter to this. And his army wasn't even maxed out anyway.
Let them go, weaklings.
So if they had been maxed experience, we probably would have had a little bit of an easier time, but they weren't getting this benefit here. So they were missing out on a little bit of armor, a bit of melee defense, and spell resistance. So what she's doing for this army is providing, let's see, I think it's this one here. Yeah, physical resistance for things in the wood, incarnate elemental beast and forest animal units, and extra charge bonuses. And of course the Goliath is very useful as well as her item, the Crown of Claws, providing extra missile resistance in an area effect. She's very good at soaking up missiles. So another thing that I probably could have done with this battle to get a better result, I could have maybe gotten an amazing result out of it if I had hidden all of my my units to begin with and used Ostankia to just waste all of the enemy's ammo. But that is not what we're going to do in these videos. So that is something that I think could have yielded a better result. But that isn't rating those particular units. Now, in terms of rating them, in terms of convenience, it's not super convenient because they are a tier 5 unit. Let me just see where we've got an army. It's Realms of Chaos campaign. It doesn't really matter. If we have a look at what is needed to recruit them, they're a tier 4 unit. So that's not super late game then. It takes a lot longer to get to tier 5 than it does to tier 4. And they're not super... They are quite expensive, but they're not as expensive as an elemental bear. And I do think that they're better than elemental bears, although elemental bears are probably a bit tankier. These guys don't dish out damage anywhere near as quick as these guys. I think that that Incarnate Flock of Doom bug, that only really applies in really long battles. Like I said, I tried a battle where I ran around constantly and just like did hit and runs and then constantly tried to use the healing. And I didn't actually end up winning that battle, but this one here, they triggered on themselves, so that was a bit of a problem. So that's, I'm not sure if that's intentional, because it doesn't seem to happen all the time, but that was something that killed that particular tactic. Because I just couldn't heal fast enough, they were damaging themselves, and then I was just forced to basically charge in against a huge amount of missile units. I just couldn't overcome it. So yeah, in terms of practicality, it's pretty practical, I guess, to recruit. This is not an early game Doomstack. You can probably get this by around turn 40 or 50 if you really push for it. In terms of power, it's not a 10 out of 10, because it does have a lot of weaknesses. They're really good at dishing out damage, but a 10 out of 10 power, like strength Doomstack, needs to be able to be tanky. It needs to be able to handle 4 full stacks and just brush them aside, and every single one of them died in that battle. Even though we did win, they all died. So in terms of their overall power, I would say that they are medium, no, they're high. They're quite high. If you go up against certain types of enemy, you'll have an easier time. They're just not good against everything. Try to avoid missile-heavy armies. So don't use them to go and fight the Empire. Don't use them to go and fight Kislev or Cathay, you want to be using them against Warriors of... They'll do amazingly well against Warriors of Chaos. And here's the big thing. That is your primary enemy in this campaign, not actually Kislev. So the fact that we went up against Kislev is just setting this up to fail. Most of the enemies that Kislev has are not super heavy duty in terms of missile units. You don't want to be using them against Chaos Dwarfs either. Going up against Lizardmen, it would work quite well. Just anything that doesn't have a lot of missile units, especially if they can be mostly physical damage units. So Demons of Chaos could be a bit of trouble because they'll just bypass all of your physical resistance. But these guys here, they're really good at dishing out damage. They're a little dead now. They're really good at dishing out damage, but they're not good at absorbing damage. So they're just never going to get the top marks there. And there's not much else you can do, I think, to boost them apart from just giving them extra ranks. And then the other one was Ease of Use. They're relatively easy to use in a normal situation, but that was a tough battle, so I'm not going to hold it against them in that particular situation because that was just an insane amount of force, which 99% of you guys are just never going to encounter in your campaigns. That much difficulty, especially considering this is the Realms of Chaos campaign, and most people are probably going to play in Immortal Empires. This sort of situation doesn't happen as often. So overall, to summarize this Doomstack, it is moderately easy to use. Moderately, not perfect. Does require a bit of micro. I was microing my guts out in that battle though. I'm mostly microing Astankia. It is pretty damn strong, but not top marks. And it is reasonably convenient, so not top marks there either. So I wouldn't say it's the new best Doomstack for Kislev. It's definitely a good Doomstack for sure, but I still think like the Boris Ursus Warbear Rider, that's pretty much the best reigning Kislevite Doomstack because that is really easy to build. It's tier 4 unit as well. He reduces their upkeep cost and they just beat everything in melee and you don't have to worry about it. And they would have handled this battle, I think, without anywhere near as many casualties. That's what I think. I mean, I don't have the army here so I can't test it right now. But having used that army many times in the course of my time playing this game, that, in my opinion, is stronger. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this Doomstack. Appreciate this guy sending in such a rough Doomstack situation. But anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.